But that's all I've got for running the bases. But that doesn't mean that we're not still scoring, which is my weird segue into talking about Team USA basketball. Um, so Serbia, they won 105-79 US and A. These are all exhibitions. It's kind of a tune-up, trying to figure out. They have different
Mm-hmm.
lineups every single time. This isn't exactly the team you're going to see, but you would hope for domination. It did happen, at least in this game.
Yeah.
The starting five for this game was LeBron, James, Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry, Drew Holiday. Obviously, they had the Joker on Serbia, and he was still ridiculously good. It was crazy. I mean, he is a one man. He's not a one man show, but you can definitely tell that it's him and a bunch of guys
He has a
paired.
little bit more help than Luca does
Yes, he has
in
a little bit more
Slovenia.
help, but you can just tell there's definitely a big drop off between Joker
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of them. Joker and the Thieves. Not saying that you are thieves, but you get the point. It's Joker and the band. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and so, but he finished with 16-11. He's a walking double double anyway. Steph was nuts this game, which he's on and off, but that's what it happens when
Mm-hmm.
you have a 3 point shooter, even the best one ever. KD, obviously, I'm not expecting him to ever play until the Olympics, and calves are calves, especially at his age. I don't know what's going to be. Bogdanovich, he's still an NBA player, but he was out. So we didn't really see again. We didn't see U.S. with full strength. We didn't get Serbia
Mm-hmm.
with full strength. But that being said, even with Bogdanovich, I don't think it's going to make a difference between the two. But they are in our group,
Mm-hmm.
so so it was good to see that they came out and were dominant. Um,
Yeah.
with that, I don't know if we're able to watch the game, but that freaking loose ball to from Bam passes and Drew Holiday makes a cut, and then does a little behind the back right to Steph was just pretty basketball. That was the big
Bam
highlight. And
showing how important he is to this team.
who?
Bam.
Oh yeah, Bam Adebayo he was shooting lights out too with that, and yeah, Steph was doing great. Anthony Davis was blocking everything this game.
Mm-hmm.
It was this was the Team USA we were expecting.
Yeah.
Um,
And the
and
only game that we got them.
right, but at the end of the day, you play to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
I know the other ones, Australia was up and down. We did handle Canada, which is arguably I don't think it's an argument. They are the second best team in the Olympics. And we handled them pretty well, but again, that was the first game. There's a lot of turnovers and stuff like that. But the one that kind of made everyone kind of like, what the crap's going on, was with us with South Sudan. So
Yep.
you want to kind of tell us what the crap was that?
Yeah, so our starting five there, we got LeBron James, Drew Holiday, Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, and Steph Curry. And LeBron led all scorers with 25 points. Uh, I will be honest here, I watched the first half and I watched the fourth quarter. So the only quarter that I did not watch was the one that we went off, apparently. Um, I was going to the Inter Miami game, so I watched the fourth quarter at my brother's, the first half here at home. Um, South Sudan played really, really well. And we were sloppy and turnovers. We talked about it last week against Canada. We had a lot of turnovers, and we had a lot of turnovers against South Sudan. We're gonna have a lot of turnovers in the next game we'll talk about against Germany. It's just I'm more worried about the men's side, and they won all of their games, than I am on the women's side, which we will get to. Um, there was moments of angry LeBron, and he would drive into the paint. He would get that score, and then they'd be like, "Oh, he's woken up! Don't wake up, beast!" And then South Sudan would do something crazy. I'd be like, "Where the beast at, though?" Like, obviously, he scored 25 points this game, but still, it was one of those where I need to see more from these boys. We want to see them blowing out a team like South Sudan. But credit to South Sudan, they were up 58-44 at halftime, and that's when I left my house. So I didn't really get to see the third quarter. Maybe you could speak on that a little bit, but yeah, we put Steph back in the game, and we almost lost it because Steph was not hot at all
No.
from the 3-point line. So I My brother said it, and I agree with him. If Steph's not hot, just bench him.
Yeah.
Goes if he starts off hot, you keep him in the game. If he's not hot that game, just bench him because we have better players that are more defensively minded that will get us through. Because Steph almost cost us the game.
Yeah. It's just going to be interesting to see once KD. Obviously, we just had our last warm up against Germany. We'll talk about that one. I didn't really get to watch this game because I had an event that night. So I was just, and I saw your message be like, "We're about to lose to South Sudan." Really, I saw
Yeah.
that, and I was like, "Oh damn!" And then I saw the score. I'm like, "What the heck happened?" But shout out to Carleek Jones, former Louisville guy, plays for South Sudan, and he went off. It was kind of
When they said
crazy.
he was a little guy, I was like, oh, I should message Josh this, but then I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. So shout out to that. And but yeah, I mean, you thought this was a wake up call, and then Germany almost took us to the brink, and then LeBron had to take over with that. Which the starting lineups for that one, we won 92-86, which happened today, and it was LeBron, Devin Booker, Joel Embiid, Drew Holiday, and Steph Curry. Again, us just trying to figure out which lineup works. Long story short, if we start out the Olympics next week and KD is going to be if KD's playing, KD's starting. I don't know if they're going to slow roll him off the bench. I don't think. I think KD has came off the bench maybe his middle school year when he was only 6 foot. Like I just yeah I don't remember the last time KD if he was playing and he was healthy didn't start his whole basketball career. Um, so yeah, if KD's healthy, KD's playing. And you remember like Melo, Olympic Melo? KD's got that. Like KD, when it comes to Olympic time and he's on the
Mm-hmm.
Olympic team, a lot of times it's like, all right, KD, just go get us a bucket. KD gets you a bucket. With that, just of his just shot making, dribbling, and all that. Don't ask him to get you a rebound, but you can get you a bucket uh, with that. So, but LeBron, I will say, I remember years ago when LeBron did that, like push down and
Mm-hmm.
then the chest, and then the pat the chest twice, and I was like, watch, every kid in America is going to start doing that. And guess what? Every kid in America starts doing that. Now with this Olympics, LeBron's starting to do this little shoulder flex. Every kid in America is going to do that once they get an and one. It's good, but it's fine. It's the influence that he has with that. But I'm not too worried. But if we screw this up, I don't know if it's going to really fall. It's going to fall on the players, but it's more going to fall on that maybe Kerr is just not that good of a coach. I would put it that way. Even Spolster's being on there, but sometimes you have some of the best assistants, but if you don't listen to them,
Yeah. And my brother and I, we were talking, we're like, do you think Spolster's like, hey, play Bam? Because, like, I see Bam week in, week out. And when Bam's been on the court, he's been a beast.
mm-hmm.
And Bam, he's getting minutes, but I feel like Bam should get the start. And maybe that's me in my Miami Heat bias.
It
But
is because you put LeBron, you have to start LeBron. You have to
yeah,
start it. Like I said, if KD's healthy, you start KD. Um, I still say you start Steph. You have to. He's still
yeah,
the best point guard on the team, even though Drew Holiday is a better defender. But there's no better. He's the pure scoring ability and dishing ability, and people have to know where Steph Curry is on the floor at all times, especially on the offensive end with as much motion as he does. And Steve Kerr has been his coach's
yeah.
the whole Steve Kerr's coaching career, so it's not like he doesn't know how to utilize Steph
Right, right.
with that. And to me, if you're asking me if you're going to start Anthony Davis over Bam, I'm going with Anthony Davis.
Mm.
But that's not to say that Bam could possibly start at the 4. I just think that you basically talked Joel and recruited Joel Embiid into staying with us, so he's probably gonna get the start. I
Yeah.
mean, and so even though Joel finally showed up,
Yeah. He did play well against Germany. I literally was
that
on the
block that
phones
he
from
had
work.
against Germany that led to the Anthony Edwards dunk was
Hmm.
just beautiful.
I had it on, literally, I had it on my on silent. So I was watching the game on silent while I was taking calls for work.
Yeah,
So literally, it was just there in the background for me. Um, to me, though, like, if we need to be defensively minded at all, and defense wins championships, we all know this. Bam, Drew, AD.
Yeah, that's our, and that's why Derek is on the team. But again, you're telling me he's a better defender than Jaylen Brown? I thought they both were defending the hell out of the ball. I mean, the Celtics were so much better than everyone else that it's just hard to be like, well, who's the better defender? I don't know. They're all good. That's why they just did what they did. I still would have loved to see the Nuggets and the Celtics in the final, just to make sure, because as Ric Flair once says, to be the man, you got to beat the man, and sometimes your path is what it is. And some people are saying that the Celtics had an easy championship. I'm like, but it's a championship. I don't care what it is. You still got to beat the team, and they handle their business every time. And I'm expecting the Team USA to still handle their business. So they got their tune-ups. They know their faults. They know what they're good at. And let's do the damn thing.